Welcome Pisces to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 27th of May for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now I'm showing the event chart at the start of the week, which does provide some very important pointers for you. Not least, your two rulers, traditional of Jupiter and your aquatic ruler of Neptune, are in a very positive alliance. But of course, Jupiter moved at the end of last week into a new home for the first time in 12 years into the sign of Gemini, which is about quick communication. But the combination of your two rulers is saying that your instincts and intuition with Neptune can guide the actions, the positive actions that Jupiter makes, but particularly around home, emotional and family issues. If you are wanting to relocate, the next year can be a time when you can achieve this. But also this can be a time when you're feeling very sentimental and reminiscing about people from your past. You may even try to put together some kind of reunion. It might not be about your family. It could be about people you used to work with, go to college with, or long-standing friendships. And the reason for this, Pisces, is having Jupiter, the planet of faith, in terms of your influence over the planet, in your fourth house, very close to Venus, is it can give you that sense of wanting to get in touch with those good old days. It's rather like the Six of Cups in the Tarot, a real sense of nostalgia. But of course, Jupiter can also be about growth and change and positivity. And if where you've been living hasn't quite been working for you, this can be a good time to adapt your accommodation, perhaps redecorate, maybe even start a home-based business or a service based in your locality. But most of all, you need to be in touch with how things feel. And because you're a water sign, that sounds pretty logical, yes? Well, it's just that Saturn over the last year in your sign has perhaps at times been quelling that part of your nature. It's been pushing you to be more pragmatic, to simplify your life, to get your life working in a much more slimmed down way. It may have also affected your sense of confidence and physical vitality. So one of the things this new beginning of all these planets in Gemini can do, and the way they link to Pluto, which is asking you to get in touch with your deepest instincts, is to try to recreate a world in terms of your everyday immediate environment, which is much more pleasing to your senses. Now that could come, of course, from being in your garden space. It could be from adapting your home or from that home decoration, but also it can come through people for sure. And if you have in some ways been a little bit cut off from people and separating yourself from situations, this is an opportunity to open up and develop your emotional sphere. Because although you have a reputation of being hugely compassionate to those who are less fortunate, which I think is well founded, sometimes there's another part of your nature that's all give and then completely secludes yourself away and is not so good at receiving. So that's one of the themes that I feel is going to be developing over the next 12 months, an encouragement to get in touch with reception around emotion. But also, as this week goes on, the moon moves to connect with Saturn in your sign. That happens by Friday. But we do have midweek a connection between Mars and Chiron. Now for you, they're in house 2. If there is a part of you that doesn't feel as valuable as it could, Mars gives you a bit more pash to stand up for what's rightly yours, and it could be around finances. But then on Thursday, we do have a quarter moon. So the moon in Pisces squaring up with the sun in Gemini. This is really asking you to stand up for what's important for you as an individual, because some of that fourth house energy that's developing in Gemini could mean that other people's needs are going to come in and seek your attention. And perhaps at this particular juncture, whilst it's important to, I feel, develop your feeling dimension, it's also important to maintain the boundaries that Saturn's been teaching you over the last year. And that becomes even clearer on Friday as the moon connects to Saturn. But also, as the week draws to a close, the chance to have an extremely upbeat, bright and effervescent conversation with someone is presented by Mercury connecting to Uranus. But don't be surprised if you also feel a little bit revved up, find it hard to sit still, a little wired. If you can get out for a walk, can do something a little bit more physical to burn off some energy, that would be a good thing to do. But if you do work in technology, and many of us are connected to technology in one way or another, certainly as the week draws to a close, try to get into as most tranquil environment as possible. If you are someone who enjoys swimming or being in nature, an awesome opportunity as this week draws to a close to really enjoy those activities. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Pisces. Have a great week, and if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now.